Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. It is the new year, so happy new year. I don't know how to feel about 2021. I have absolutely no expectations. I'm expecting nothing from it. I've learned that expecting something from an entire year will screw you up in the future, because we all lived through 2020. I don't even know what it was. It was interesting. In the new year, I thought I would do some reading vlogs because I basically left YouTube for like 2 weeks and stuff. I've been filming actually. I've been filming a bunch of stuff. I haven't been editing it. I haven't been posting it. And technically I only left for 1 week in YouTube internet life, but in my own life, I left for 2 weeks. So I thought I would start off fresh with a reading vlog. Don't really want to post any of those videos. I don't know what I'm feeling. But this is my first reading vlog of the new year. Hopefully I post it and hopefully I like it. For my first reading vlog, I thought I would do Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. I have been so excited to read any of Brandon Sanderson's books, and I heard that it's good to either start with Warbreaker or Elantris to really get into the world before going into the entire Cosmere and Stormlight archive. So I'm going to be starting off with Warbreaker. I'm very excited. I haven't read anything yet. I'm very interested in this journey that I'm going to take with Brandon Sanderson. He might become one of my favorite authors. Who knows? I watch a lot of Catherine Reed's, Daniel Green, and Murphy and LPR, so I'll finally be able to understand what they're all raving about when they talk about Brandon Sanderson. And I'm very excited to be a part of the fandom because I love being a part of large fandoms like the Stormlight Archive and Cosmere and Brandon Sanderson's work. So we're gonna hope for the best with these books. And I really love fantasy, so I should love these. But also going in with no expectations because we've already learned from our mistakes from last year. So that's what's happening today. It's currently, what time is it? It's currently 11:08 p.m. in the night. And I don't know if I'm going to be reading it right now, but I just thought I would do a little intro. So, welcome to this reading vlog. I'm reading Warbreaker, obviously. Yeah, that's the beginning. Also, if you're new here, my name is Nidhi Kumar. I feel like I never mentioned that in any of my videos, so I thought I should do it here. Okay, let's get started. Hello friends, and welcome. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm doing this over. I'm on page 151 of Warbreaker. I'm enjoying it. I'm super invested in the story. But at this point, nothing has really happened yet. Like, the characters have been developed, the plot has been set, the conflict has been set, but nothing's happened yet. However, I'm at the part where Ciri is able to leave the palace and go to like this meeting between all the gods. I don't remember what it's called, but she's going to the meeting with all the gods, and at this meeting her older sister is following her and gonna attend the same meeting, so things are gonna happen there. Also, I'm interested in Lightsong's story. I want to know what he's gonna do, because they were talking a lot about how in order to save a person's life you have to kill a god, and the gods can save a person's life, but then they have to kill themselves in order to save their lives. So I'm thinking that Lightsong right now is not willing to save anyone, but I think something's gonna happen where he's gonna have to sacrifice himself, and I'm gonna get really sad if that's what's gonna happen, because I actually like his character. I just think he's like a little bit morally gray, which is super interesting, and I'm enjoying that. Also love that Ciri is the smart one. Like, she's not some stupid girl, because I feel like in a lot of books the girls are kind of just stupid sometimes. Like, they make stupid decisions, they do things on impulse without thinking, even though that doesn't always happen. Like, I understand that to an extent, but it doesn't always happen. So Siri thinks things through, and she understands that she can't just go into being spontaneous and doing bad things all at once. She has to like make a plan. So I love her for that. Also, I love Vivin. What the frick is her name? Usually, okay, I love the older sister because she's not as smart, but she is smart, and she just got over 500 breaths to work with, which is great because I really am interested in what she's gonna do. So super intrigued in the story, loving it. I kind of just want to keep reading and reading, but I have stuff to do because I have to edit some videos, and I have to start my bullet journal because I got a new bullet journal. I'm really excited I get to start it. I'm gonna make a little cute video of me setting up my bullet journal and like a flip through video. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. I'm excited. I have never had a bullet journal before, and I think with mine I'm gonna make it like Enchanted Forest themed. That's the goal. I've been reading I haven't been reading, sorry. I watched the Wolf Walkers on Apple TV, and it was a really cute movie and I loved it. And yeah, I kind of just want to model it after that and just any Enchanted Forest. I think that's going to be a really fun book, so I'm excited for that. I'm going to make one side of the book a reading journal and one side of the book a regular bullet journal, just about like my life and like a personal one. I haven't exactly planned if I'm going to do Enchanted Forest for both sides, but all I know is that I want to do Enchanted Forest somewhere. So that's what's happening. Enjoying Warbreaker. This is a long update. Okay. I'm gonna continue reading. I am currently on page 214. I don't have my glasses on, so if I'm squinting, it's because of that reason, because I literally can't see my screen. But wow, things were just revealed. I kind of learned a lot in the last 3 pages, I think. So the God King doesn't have a tongue. He's being controlled by the priests, or he's being controlled by other people that are using him as this icon of being this crazy kingly figure. But in actuality, it's all the gods and all the priests who are together leading the nation. Hollandron? I don't know. Yeah, that's insane. I assumed something was going on with the king. Like, I kind of thought he was some sort of figure that was being used and not actually as strong of a figure as he was made out to be. But I didn't realize his entire tongue would be cut off. But that's actually really smart because you need your voice to awaken things. So that was interesting. I'm intrigued in this story. I think I have like 400 more pages to go or something, and it's really exciting. I'm loving Vivenna's mercenaries, Denth, and I forgot his other name. But yeah, they're great. They're so funny. Every 2 seconds there's some dialogue that one of them is saying, and I laugh out loud because they're so funny. And it's like, the funniness is like such simple things. It's not even something elaborate or complex. It's just little tiny immature things that they say that's so funny, and I'm loving them. And yeah, I'm just kind of shook by the fact that his tongue is cut off. I cannot believe that. I wasn't expecting that. Not really a plot twist, but like something I just wasn't expecting. 272 pages into the book. Absolutely loving the God King's character. He's so innocent and just so childlike, and I love Ciri's connection with him. I think that's really great. I don't really know what's happening with Vivenna. Like, they're planning to do something to get Ciri back or something. I don't really understand that plot line, but we're getting there. Also, anytime Denth and I keep forgetting his name. Denth and Tonk Fa talk. Every time they talk, It's freaking hilarious. Like every single dialogue, I'm literally just highlighting or underlining it because it's so funny. Besides that, I don't know. I'm loving all the POVs. Like there's just not one that I hate. There's one that I'm like about, and it's most likely Vivenna's, because I love Vivenna's only for Denth and Tongfa, but I don't love Vivenna's for any other reason because I just don't like her character. But it's okay. It's okay. I like Siri, and that's all that matters. That God King is so innocent. So this is a mini update because I forgot to update yesterday, and I was reading yesterday and I haven't read yet today. It's like 10 p.m. I don't know. I really hate that Brandon Sanderson keeps mentioning what every single girl is wearing. Like every 2 seconds, he's like, oh, she wasn't able to wear this, so then she wore that. Or like Siri will be like, oh, Siri chose this revealing dress instead of wearing that. And it's so annoying because I don't think there's a significance to it. And if there is, it hasn't shown up yet. So I would like to know why he keeps mentioning every single thing a girl is wearing for no reason. And none of the guys have such a like revealing outfit that they've been talked about too much. Like I know most of the guys have been described and like what their clothing is too, but not every single time we see them. Every single time we meet these sisters, like after every chapter, every time we go back to their POV, it explains what they're wearing and how revealing what they're wearing is, and how they hate that the thing they're wearing is revealing. I need an explanation of why this is happening, because if this is written solely for men to enjoy, I'm gonna kick something, and it's gonna be a boy, or it's gonna be Mr. Brando Sando, because the story is great. I just don't understand why a girl's clothing has to be mentioned so freaking much. No freaking way. There's no way that Denth and Tongfa aren't part of her team. What the hell? Did they really? I love them so much. Okay, they're not. Okay, Denth and Tongfa aren't part of Vasher's group, so they're not together. They're not in cahoots. But Denth and Tongfa have kidnapped the princess and kept her close. And they think that she ran away, and she didn't run away. But they killed Parlin. I loved Parlin. He had absolutely no character and no need to be there, but we got little bits of his personality, and I kind of loved him. When I think about it, it was a little weird that they kind of just accepted that they were going to work for the princess, and that Lemix had paid for them, so they're going to continue their payment through the princess. Like, that felt very sudden, and for characters who had never met before, it seemed very weird that that was happening. Ooh. Vivenna just figured out how to use Claude to attack them. Oh my. Okay, I finished the chapter, and questions I have. Why would Denth and just the rest of them allow her to take that much breath from Lemix if they were kidnapping her? Also, was that their sign of trust? Also, why would Denth teach Vivenna how to use her powers. Also, I don't know. That was a lot for a chapter. I was not expecting that. The God King is so precious. He just said, "You've got color on the inside, so much of it that it bursts out and colors everything around you." And then Siri says, she smiled, "That sounds like biochroma. You are more honest than biochroma," he wrote. "My breath, it makes things more bright, but it isn't mine. It was given to me. Yours is your own." I am simping for this God King. He is so innocent and so precious. Okay. So Blushweaver just died. One of the priests just slit her throat, and Lightsong was there to watch that. And I'm not that sad that Blushweaver died. It was very sudden. It just happened. I haven't read past it, but I'm just sad that Lightsong had to experience that. He is such a good soul. Besides that, okay, I haven't given an update in a while, so let me just provide some thoughts I've had. Where's my notes? Okay, so I've been really enjoying how Brando Sando, I've been calling him Brando Sando, Mr. Brandon Sanderson has been putting people through actual hard times. Like, he doesn't skimp on putting his characters through, like, actually hard things in their life. Why is the lighting so freaking crap? Okay. For example, Vivenna had to struggle to be this homeless beggar person on the streets of the slum, and I just thought that was a great way to show what would actually happen in an actual situation instead of just tiny problems that characters usually go through in a lot of fantasy books. So I thought that was really great. Also, I'm really enjoying that every character has a mystery behind them. Every character has a mystery, and then every chapter has a mystery behind it. And we slowly discover information, and I like how we're given information right when we need it, not before or after. For example, the way to use biochroma wasn't perfectly explained to us until very later on by Vasher to Vivenna, and I thought that was a great use of plant and then payoff, because planting that biochroma has a lot of powers, and then payoff is learning about it and then seeing how it's being used and stuff like that, which was great. Also, I'm really enjoying the pacing of the character development. Each character in the beginning, I either loved or didn't really like, but then as we went on with the story, their characters developed and I fully understood their reasoning for being the way they are. For example, Vivenna I didn't actually like in the beginning. I just thought she was this like princess, annoying, like not that smart character, but then she slowly developed into a character who understood herself, which now I like and I feel for her. Also, we weren't given too much about Vasher, and I didn't really know much about him, but now that we have seen his character through the interactions of Vivenna and Vasher. Love him. He's great. He's amazing. Lightsong also love him. He's great. I liked him from the beginning, but I like him even more now because he's actually selfless and actually wants to help people, even though he pretends he doesn't want to, which is cool. So I really like diving into each of these characters, and I like that Mr. Brandon Sanderson, Brando Sando, has set up development of each character instead of just using them as pawns in his plot, which is great. Also, still shook that what's her name? Blushweaver? Yeah, Blushweaver just died. I mean, kind of expected, but I thought they were going to torture her into getting Lightsong to speak all his commands, the lifeless commands. I thought the priests were going to torture her in order to get Lightsong to reveal all of the lifeless commands that he has, but instead of doing that, they just killed her, which I don't know what's going to happen yet because I haven't read past it, but that was surprising. Also, I love, what the frick is his name? I love Larimar. I think that's how you say his name. I love Larimar. He is so nice and patient with Lightsong. He just blew up a little here because he was getting mad at how Lightsong thought he could save them and like escape and stuff, but then Larimar was like, you're not this amazing human being in your past life. You were just a scribe and an accountant for a local moneylender. So that was cool. I think he's just so patient and nice and has a great personality, and he's really nice to Lightsong, which is cool. Besides that, that's pretty much all my thoughts for now. I have about 60 pages left of the book, and I'm excited. Also, I think this book definitely feels like a first book in a series. So I think Sanderson was supposed to write a second one, but he never got to it because he got busy with all the other books. Because I heard that we were supposed to get a sequel for this book, but I'm not sure about that either. So, definitely feels like a first book. Still a good book. I'm very much enjoying it. But, there's not as much action as I would expect from a standalone in a series. Also, I've never read a fantasy standalone, so that just might be my thoughts because I haven't experienced what a fantasy standalone is like, but it still feels like a first book, so I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna get back to reading. Laminar is Lightsong's brother. They're brothers, and Lightsong saved his sister and then died doing that, so that's why Lightsong is a returned. That was so cute. You are a god, to me at least. Doesn't matter how easily you can be killed, how much breath you have, or how you look. It has to do with who you are and what you mean. I have finished Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Okay. This book was insanely good. Okay, so first off, my favorite characters were Vasher, Vivenna, and Lightsong. Best people in the entire book. Were amazing and like just funny and witty and at the same time smart and just had so much wisdom, and they were so good at what they were supposed to be doing, and they're so selfless, and I love them so freaking much. And the last 50 pages of this book was insanely good. Like, I did not expect it to be this good. I fully expected to get like this lukewarm ending because not much had happened from the beginning of the book to the end, but then I realized that more than this book being super plot driven and super action packed, it was more about a mystery that we were trying to solve about every single character and about who they actually are and what the actual plot is. Like, that was a mystery in itself throughout the entire book, and wow, so good. I want to read it again, like right now, just so I can figure out all of the little like hints that were provided throughout the book. For example, the fact that the statues were the second army that Kalad had, or I guess it was Vasher's army now, since like Vasher is Kalad and Vasher is Peacegiver and Vasher is everyone. I want to know all the instances that we talked about those statues leading up to getting to know that the statues were actually part of a big army. Yeah. Also, I know I said that this book felt very much like a first book. I still agree with that to an extent, because I think this book is a really good basis for establishing the world and establishing the magic system and establishing the religion, because at the end in the epilogue it did go into the fact that Vivenna and Vasher are gonna go and figure out what's happening in another land, because the other, what is it called? Oh, the other person, part of that 5 people, is Yestiel, and he's alive and he's wreaking havoc somewhere else, so they're gonna go and figure out that situation. Also, I love Vivenna and Vasher, and I wouldn't mind if their relationship didn't turn out to be romantic, because I just love their wittiness, and the way they bounce off of each other I think is great, and just their relationship in general, regardless of what it is great, and that was really amazing. Yeah, it was such a good book. I didn't expect to like it that much. At first I was kind of sad. Well, in the beginning of this reading vlog, I was really dealing with a big fat reading slump and struggling to get through this book. But I think it was more that this book is not that fast-paced. It's a bit slow, but in the best way possible, and I think the pacing is proper for what this type of story is. But by the end, I'm very happy that I enjoyed it, because I do have the entire Brandon Sanderson collection that I bought. So I'm glad that I liked this book, because I'm very excited to now go into reading the first Mistborn trilogy. And then hopefully I can get to the Stormlight Archive at one point. It would be nice to get to it soon. But, yeah. So I annotated this, and I don't have any tabs right now. My goal is to put tabs everywhere that I annotated, so then I can get a visual representation of how my annotations look. That would be fun. That would be nice. Hopefully I'll do that soon. But overall, a very good book, and I would definitely recommend it. Throughout this book, I was writing my theories of what's going to happen and who's who, so that was really fun in itself, and I feel like that would be for anyone. But also, this is a spoilery vlog, so I'm assuming anybody who has already read this book is who are watching right now. Yeah, never mind about that. You've already read it, so you already know what type of book this is. But for my first read, I'm very surprised, and probably will be reading it again. Obviously not right now, but this is a very rereadable book, and I'll be rereading it in the future, and marking like all the instances of hints and foreshadowing and blah blah blah, because I'm so impressed by the amount of foreshadowing and setup in this book. And I love the change Brando Sando was able to make in my mind about these characters. I didn't like Vivenna in the beginning. I didn't even understand Vasher in the beginning. And I liked Denth in the beginning. But then all of that changed and flip-flopped because of his writing, and it's so easily accessible too. Like, I really thought getting into high fantasy would be scary because of how dense it seems to me from the outside as someone who hasn't read that much high fantasy. So reading this really has me excited to read any high fantasy, because I think it's not as difficult as it seems, and I really think it's more easily accessible. And I'm glad I started with Mr. Brandon Sanderson, because I think he specifically makes his writing accessible to anyone, and it's readable to anyone. Obviously, it'll probably get a little bit harder once I get into the Stormlight Archive, but hopefully by then I'll have already understood Mistborn trilogy, and like I'll have already like dived into his writing a little bit more, so I'll have fully understood high fantasy to an extent. I don't know. I'm just so happy that I enjoyed the book, and I'm so happy that like this is my second read of 2021. My first read was just a book that I finished, so I'm just counting it for 2021, but it doesn't really count. And yeah, Warbreaker was really good. I don't rate books, but take what you will what I'm saying about this one. That was really, really good. That is the end of this reading vlog. So thank you for watching, and I will be doing many more of these because I really like making reading vlogs on popular series, because then I get to talk about books that everybody else is talking about, and also I finally get to understand the hype, and I get to share my own reactions and have a log of how I felt about these books without having to write it down. So that's really fun and fresh and nice. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!